All right, another week, another video. Plugging along here, trying to get this Ranger all on the road and trying to make dinner at the same time. This week will be the video of the drive shaft. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get to her. So I'm going to clean this up and mark it. I'm going to cut, this is a front drive shaft off of a 2000 Super Duty. It just goes from the transfer case to the front axle. So that's why it's so short. I just need this adjustable slip yoke. Then I'm going to have to cut this in here. And I might have to see if I can bring this to an exhaust shop and have them neck it down so I can fit this piece inside of here. Then all I got to do is make sure that this and this are in spec. And I can do that by, should be close enough with the dial indicator on here and a dial indicator on here. Zero it out here, and if it's really close to zero here, then I can come over here and see where I got to make the adjustments, and then just keep going back and forth between the two, and I should be able to get close enough. When you're making the drive shaft, you need to make sure that this end where the U-joint goes through, this ear and this ear, these ends have to be perfectly aligned when you're rotating so it doesn't bind. I've never really done it before. This is the first time. Not scared. If it don't work, I'll have the proper measurements and I'll just bring it to a drive shaft shop and have them make me one. We'll be all right. We'll get her done. The only reason I'm cutting this one up specifically is because I have like 5 of them. If you ever want to get a really straight line around the tube, it's not a new trick. It's been around forever. Metal and straight edge. Wrap it around it until the lines meet and then trace around it. There's your line. Well, as good as a line as you're going to get doing it by hand. Now I'll do the same thing to that one, but I'll take and I'll measure the length that I need from the face of the rear flange on the axle to right here where it mounts onto the transmission, and then that flange. So I'll have my measurement. So I'll take and cut this off, allow for this distance so I can slip this inside of that shaft and I can weld around this. So now I'll cut that one to the proper length, the same way I cut this one. So you're going to want a flexible straight edge. They're pretty expensive, so take your time and pick out the right one. Make sure this edge is not dinged up, and because you're going to get no straighter edge than that. Then you're going to want to sharpen your soapstone. Take your custom straight edge. It's really hard to do this one because it's on a step. Definitely way harder to hit this one than the other one. We might have to freehand this one. Oof. Drive shaft's pretty dented up and crusty. I didn't know it was that bad. There's a big old dent right here. Another one right here. So I guess this'll just be something, huh? It's pretty good freehand if you ask me. Careful when you pick it up, you don't get your finger stuck in there. That might be where that came from. Alright, now we'll just take and cut that off because it should be close enough. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to bring this to town, go to the muffler shop and see if they can neck this down so this fits in there tighter, and then we'll be back at it. Okay, so plan B, this is over 3 inches, and the muffler shop said that, oh, we could do any size pipe. Well, they must have been talking any size exhaust pipe, because this won't fit in their machine. Alright, so it was a long road. So there's the piece that bolts to the Ranger rear end. I cut it off, spaced it out, tack welded it in there. It's all tack welded in. And it's pretty close. It's within, I don't know, 50 thousandths. And here's the other piece. I grabbed another drive shaft because I was sick of messing around. I left the front on it, cut it off almost at the other end. And then I used the other piece that I cut off of the other one to put inside of the Ranger one. So then now all I got to do is connect that to this with the ends clocked properly and check the runout. I already checked the runout on that. It's fine. Way better than you can get it by eye. And then I'll throw this one on there, and then this will probably just be a mock-up piece. Make sure it works, bolt it in, and then I'll take this to the drive shaft shop down in Duluth, and I will say I need this, and what they'll do is they'll probably cut this end off, they'll cut that end off, and they'll just make a new tube to go between them and weld it all up, balance it out, and I'll have to go pick it up. If it was off-road, I would 100% use it. It's gonna be on-road, and I'm gonna have to do the speed limit, so we're gonna need this to be balanced and everything else. So if I'm gonna bring it to them to balance it, I also have them make me one. But I'll weld this up. I'm gonna clamp this up. I got another one just like this. Another, because I've shortened axles before. I'll just clamp those two together. Check the run out on it. Tack it up, check the run out, and then weld it a little bit better. 57 1/8. That's what we need. So there's all the closer I can get it. It's like 20 thousandths. So there's the drive shaft all done. I'm gonna put it in the truck now, see how it fits, make sure I got the right spacing, and I'll probably bring it and drop it off at the drive shaft shop and have them make me one and balance it. I don't think they're gonna want to just balance this one, because I do have a splice there, and a chunk welded in there because I didn't have enough of that same size tube, so I had to use a different chunk, and yeah, so it's pretty sketchy. If I would have had the same solid piece of tube there, and I would have just had to cut it there, I probably would have just used that one and seen if they could balance it, but it's just too sketchy. This is just temporarily fitting. I'm gonna put some never sees on them when I put it together because they came off really hard. Full tank of diesel. I think these will work. They're off of like an 86. Oh yeah. The wrench gets really tight down there that doesn't clear, so I'll have to use a different wrench when I'm going to get them tight. Well, you can pretty much see it's on there. This one's tight. I'm not going to tighten that one all the way down because I'm just going to pull it right back off anyways. But it fits all the way down. Looks really good. That side's seated in as well. I got same amount of room as we had when that 4-cylinder was in here, so that all looks really good. The pinion angle, oh man, it might be a little bit much, but it's hard to tell from this angle. Oh no. No, it looks fine. We should be good. If anything, well, I'll have to measure it eventually, because it does look like I need to turn the rear end down a little bit, because it looks like there's a lot less there than there is here now. So we'll see. I can adjust the pinion angle anytime, but I don't want to move the transmission down anymore, because that'll tip the engine weird, and the engine's pretty much as down as far as it can go with that pan that's on there. So we're gonna call that good. I'm gonna pull that back off, bring it to the drive shaft shop, have them make me a new one, balance it and everything, so it all looks good to me. So now we're gonna move on to making power steering brackets, but that'll be for the next video. So like always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.